Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Brittany with Horoscope.com. Here are 3 things you need to know in order to make today, Tuesday, February 19th, 2019, a success. Now what I want to talk about today, today's a very big day because we got the full moon coming up, but I'm going to start with what the moon's making this morning. Number 1, the moon in this chart is in Virgo at the time of the full moon, where the full moon will be, but at the very beginning of the day, the moon's going to be here still in the sign of Leo. When the moon's in Leo, it brings our attention to having fun, doing what we love, finding more passion and joy in life. Now early this morning, maybe as some of us are getting up, this moon in Leo is going to make a trine over here to Uranus and Aries. This could bring some unexpected events that could occur at that time. However, I do like it. I think whatever we do that's unexpected is going to be so that we can be happier in life, do more of what we enjoy, feel better about our circumstances as well, and liberate ourselves from some things that have been holding us back. So I actually really do like that alignment. The next thing that's going to happen is going to be an hour or two later, still in the morning around breakfast. Right after the moon makes this alignment, it's then going to move right over here where you see it into this chart in Virgo. Now when the moon's in Virgo, it brings our attention then to our job, our daily routines, and to practical matters. It also brings our attention to our strategy and our plan for the future. So something I think really beautiful happens this morning, unexpectedly, maybe out of the blue, to help us have a life that we feel more authentic in, that we feel much happier with. And then after this happens, we start to think a little bit more practically. Okay, now that I know what I need to be happier and to enjoy life, how can I do this thing on the day-to-day? How can I make it real? How can I integrate it into my life in a more practical kind of way that comes into focus? At the same time that we're thinking about that, still around breakfast time, this moon, as it enters Virgo, then makes an opposition with the sun, making it a full moon. So we're realizing here we have something perhaps suddenly that came up that we enjoy, that we're passionate about, that we realized out of the blue. We want to put it into practice in a physical way on the day-to-day, but with this full moon happening, maybe we're realizing that in order to do more of what we love on the day-to-day, that we've got to end an old set of daily routines. We have to end an old practical reality or physical existence so that we can start to create new ones. And I think that's what starts to hit us all of a sudden this morning is, oh wait, in order for me to do what I love, I got to end something else. And this is beautiful because now I know what I need to be happier, but wait a second, I still got to get rid of some older stuff, and how can I work with my physical reality in order to create that? That's going to be with us for a few more hours. The next alignment's not going to occur until after lunchtime. After lunchtime, this moon in Virgo is then going to make a trine over here with Mars and Taurus. And I do like this alignment. That's because I believe that what this is going to help us to do is, once we realize that our daily routines need to change, that our physical existence needs to change, this is going to help us figure out in a more stable way what we need to do in order to create the reality that it is that we want. And it's going to help to stabilize us and to help us feel more secure in the environment or in the situation perhaps that we have now found ourselves in. And I think it's gonna come a lot towards the end of the day now about practical. How can I do more of what I love more practically on the day-to-day while letting go of some of the other things that it is that I don't want or no longer need at this time that could come. And I think it could be very nice and beautiful, of course, with the trine here happening between 2 signs that get along very well. And that is going to be the last thing the moon's going to make for the day. So that brings me to my number 1 point. Allow yourself to do things differently on the day-to-day so that you can incorporate more into your life of what you love, even if you have to end some old things, because I think it's going to be very positive. Now the second thing I want to talk about is going to be right here where Chiron is in Aries. Chiron rules where some of our fears and insecurities are, and with Chiron now in the sign of Aries where it hasn't been for a very long time, some of these fears and insecurities could be about how we move forward, doing things. We know now that our daily existence needs to change in order to incorporate more of what it is that we love, and maybe we've gotten some insights about what our heart needs in the past few days. But how we move forward on those things to create a job or a daily set of routines that we want and need, maybe we could feel a little bit vulnerable about, a little bit sensitive about. Maybe we don't know how to create the things that it is that we want. or maybe we feel uncomfortable creating the things that it is that we realize we wanted and needed just because they are so new and different. So we can be a little hesitant to move forward, a little bit scared to move forward, maybe a little bit unsure of what it is that we need to do next. And I think here needing to be patient, needing to move forward with vulnerability and sensitivity, and to not be afraid if you don't know what's next. You can make things up as you go along. As long as you mean well, you can move forward and things will start to fall into place. Just do it with patience, do it with vulnerability, and do it with sensitivity, and you will be okay. No need to be fearful of a new life that you are now stepping into that's different in a very practical way at this full moon. Now, the third and last thing that I want to talk about, maybe I'll go here. Number 3, to Saturn and Venus and Pluto, all coming into a conjunction with each other. Now that you realize that your life has got to change in a practical way, even if you're uncertain of how exactly this change is going to take place, you're also going to have to start to make decisions about relationships, decisions about money, and decisions in a very big way that may change where you thought your life was going with your relationships and with money. And I think really needing to do that, to not be afraid to make decisions, to not be afraid to think long term, so that you can start to put your life and maneuver your life in a place that, again, is going to make you feel happier and more authentic. I think once you make these decisions here, it's then going to help you with the sextile over here to Mercury and Neptune feel more peaceful on the inside. Also, with this sextile to Mercury and Neptune, if you're having trouble about what decisions to make with relationships and money in order to put everything together in the right way, also listening to your intuition will be key, and not your logical mind. So if you're unsure of what steps to take next, but you know something needs to change in your life in a practical way, I would listen to your intuition to give you the insights you need that can then help you make better decisions about your relationships and money, and try to bring everything together for you to create different set of circumstances in a way that you like and that you need at this time. So that is your daily planetary forecast for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow.